this is Suji from South Korea. Today is Chuseok and I'll visit my grandparents' house, my family, and all my relatives will be gathering there. So let's go and see how Koreans celebrate Chuseok. Since many people have already gone to their hometowns, there weren't that many people in Seoul. When I arrived at my grandparents' house, there were lots of food prepared by my grandma, and I enjoyed eating japchae, jeon, and many other side dishes. After that, we had some hangwa, which is a Korean traditional dessert. And we also had songpyeon, which is a half-moon-shaped rice cake that Koreans usually eat on Chuseok. And this is my cousin wearing hanbok, a traditional Korean dress. One of the biggest changes from Chuseok when I was young is that kids play online games instead of traditional ones such as yunori. Even though there are some changes in the way we celebrate Chuseok, I think it's meaningful that the whole family gathers and spends time together. I happened to see the full moon while taking a walk at night. Because there is a custom of making wishes while looking at the full moon on Chuseok, there were many people who are making wishes. So I hope all your wishes come true.
Hi everyone, it's the first day of Chuseok, and as an international student living in Korea, we're just staying in our dorm, but today I'm going out with my friend to go to her teacher's house and going to celebrate Chuseok. So let's go! When we first entered, the food was already prepared on the table, and all of it looks so delicious. So the one I ate were kimbap, pasta, pork, japchae, tteokbokki, pajeon, and daegujeon. After that, a friend brought out a card game for an ice-breaking session, and we need to answer each other's questions.
어떻게 하는지 저부터 알려드릴게요. 이건데, 그러니까 친구는 뭐뭐다. A friend is blank.
친구는 이거다.
친구는 가장 편하게.
그걸 없고 이렇게 하시죠?
Then we all played yutnori. It was my second time playing, as my last one was way back on 2022, so I had forgotten all of the rules.
한 번 더 던지고.
But there is something new that I learned with the movements of yutnori. After celebrating Chuseok, I went to eat bingsu at Myeongdong, and it was full of people. Mostly tourists, but there were also many Koreans as well. And that is how I spent Chuseok for this year. Thank you!
안녕하세요. 저는 모로코 온 야라입니다. 오늘은 저는 서울 백제박물관에서 추석을 보냈습니다. 박물관 투어는 백제 왕국의 역사와 그 흥미로운 문화를 배울 수 있는 멋진 경험이었습니다. 전시물들을 통해 그때 사람들이 어떻게 살았는지 알 수 있었고 한국 역사를 더 깊이 이해할 수 있었습니다.
여기는 처음 왔는데요. 근데 오늘 추석이라서 사람이 되게 많아요. 사람들이 그 다음에는 아이들이도 많고, 왜냐하면 여기는 그 추석 특전 놀이 그런 거 하거든요. 그래서 뭐 같이 봅시다.
한가위 건잔치 축제에서는 전통 놀이인 윷놀이와 도호도 체험해봤습니다. 도호는 한가위에 막대를 던지는 재미있는 게임이고요. 윷놀이는 나무 막대기로 하는 보드게임입니다. 직접 이런 전통 게임들을 해보니 정말 즐거운 시간이었어요. 마지막으로 친구와 함께 맛있는 모로코 음식을 먹으러 갔습니다. 이렇게 문화와 축제 즐기는 하루 모로코 음식으로 마무리하는 것을 정말 완벽했습니다. 여러분, 추석 때 뭐 했습니까? Hi everyone, I am Nupur from India and today is Chuseok day, so I got an invite from my Chinese friends and I'm going to their place, so I'm taking some coffee with me because it's an invite and I'm not gonna go empty-handed. So let me show you what we do on Chuseok today. And this friend of mine, she stays close to my place and university, so let's go. So my friend woke up at 5 a.m. to prepare all these dishes. She has cooked everything. So I'm going to have feast in Chinese style today. After eating the delicious food, we went for bowling and it was fun. Then we went to this cafe which belongs to sister of BTSRM. We opted for the takeout and went for the drive, and we stopped at certain point from where we could see this beautiful view of Seoul. We stopped by the playground and we all started swinging. It was so much fun with everyone. After I came back home, I went to the study cafe, and as you can see, there is no one because everyone is enjoying Chuseok. I enjoyed my Chuseok today as well, but it's time to study now.